All right. Oh, okay. Let me. Hey, what? Hello? 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 Uh, no data. Come on. No data. Come on. Come on. Please pop up. Please pop up. Come on. Come on. Load, please. Load, please. Come on. Why is it being. Why is it not working? Are we. Can you guys see me? Oh no. Am I live somewhere else? I, I don't even know what's going on. Testing, testing. Hello? Okay. Okay. Am I good? Oh, jeez. The I don't know what's going on. Wait, is it? Oh no! I don't tell me that it's going bad again. Yeah, it's on my end. It is on my end that the video was going wrong. And now, what is going on with this? Why am I? Why is it? Is it connecting to chat? Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know what happened. After David's stream, I was reminded I kind of wanted to try going back to OBS, and for some reason OBS just doesn't work. Just I tried it, and then I couldn't get any. Um, I couldn't get a strong enough signal. And then I tried to jump back and forth OBS and Meld, and I couldn't get it working. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's it's very strange. It is very strange. So I'm gonna deal with this. The thing is, like, I'm probably gonna do some. Nope, it's still not. It's still not doing it. What is going on with the? Okay. Let's go. Hey. Testing. Okay. Okay. Is my video good? Okay. Everybody here? This has been so ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Let me test that. Yep. Normal problems. Hey. Oh. Okay. Let me turn that up so I can actually hear myself. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So there shouldn't be too much delay. Let me actually get something done now. If I'm not having any problems, okay. I don't I want so we want to go. So we had another poll. And let's see. Why am I okay? There we go. So we had another poll, and I think the message here is don't overthink it because people just said just use the dependent form for the uh, for. I'm so annoyed I can't talk. Um, we just need to use the dependent form. Okay, I'm gonna have to start doing test streams before every stream so that I can actually make sure that things work properly. Yeah. By the way, that's not the right window. Let me. By the way, hold on. Me. Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we should be able to get things working. So we had a poll. And we had a poll, and everybody said just use the dependent form. So that is what we're going to do. We're just going to go through and delete those other options. I don't know why. I don't know if I actually need that big table. Okay. So relative clause. need to remap my keyboard. Sometimes people really want simple and sometimes they want complicated. That's true, Jake. That is absolutely true. Okay, so 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 how do we okay. And let me let's see. Okay. This is that's I'm not yeah. Or patience and cha. For agents. This makes this gives us a flexible relative clause that can put any argument in. Okay. So Let me just make sure that people know that I am back. You're having trouble hearing the stream? Let me see if I can boost that in any way. Testing. Okay, close. Okay. What I have to do is I need to add. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. Okay, I actually need this before noise reduction. Testing. Is it easier to hear me? Testing. Testing, testing, testing. Okay. I should be louder. Okay, let me. Yeah. So, my other. Yeah. Yeah, so my other thing had like, let me copy this over. Testing. Okay. It's still. I'm still going to put that in there. So I just needed to add a compressor. And then anyway, what was I doing? Okay, so this is how we do relativization, and we've sorted that out. Our next thing is we want to talk about equitative, like copular, equitative constructions. Now, we know that, goodness, we already know that I'm sorry. I need to. That's fine. We can deal with that in a bit. But we know that for let's actually predicate adjectives, predicate properties. And let's go with what heading? Heading 3. Let's view the navigation pane so we know. I want to see the navigator. Oh, okay. Sidebar, sidebar, sidebar. There we go. So, no, this should be a heading 2. Let's actually just go with and then we go so let's see. So Şaçiki. Yeah. Şaçiki has a class of predicate stative verbs that serve similar functions to adjectives in other languages. These words appear in the Hi, Philippe. How you doing? Oh, these words agree with instructions. These words will always agree with the subject of the sentence which they describe. Just a moment. Somebody call him Daddy? Seventh conlang alphabet song. That is something I would like to see. What do you mean by conlang alphabet song? Okay. So let's actually pull examples from here. And let's say I need to have the navigation up so I know where I am going. Middle fay. It should be under verbs, I think. Adjectives are verb-like. So do I have an example in here that I already used? I'm not sure. I need to sit up for a second. I keep getting Discord messages for some reason. Oh, somebody on Discord upset that they got pinged too many times. So yes, I know. I will fix this problem. Um, uh, okay, so that's interesting. Um, I'll have to check that out and see what you're doing with that. That's sounds like an interesting thing to be doing. Okay, I'm gonna type this. Okay, I do know how to fix my problems in the future. Anyway, so where was I? Okay, so I don't think I do have examples unless here. Let's see. Property words. Okay, I do have examples. That's not good word. That's not good. Don't. Oh, wait a minute. I see. Okay, I actually had person in there. I had person in there as well. So we need to, with the person, class, and number. So let's actually get and unlike active verbs, stative verbs do not require an wait. No, I think they're going to have to require an auxiliary in the same places as an active verb. Because like just a straight up present tense always doesn't require an auxiliary anyway. But Yeah, I think that's how it is. So let's get this word for cold. Cold. Jeep. And of course, I have never. So let's actually get the whole paradigm done. What did I? Sylvan inflection work. All right. So we want this. I'm just checking here. Adjectives and modern verbs. Yeah. So, but I still, because of the way it works, I'm still going to have to do this. And let me avoid spoilering. Okay. And I need to have. So import. And then I actually do need to jump in here. I'm going to have to go deal with this. So what I'm doing is, now this is interesting. Because I'm going to have to add the dependent form to this somehow, right? So Yes, I think what happens is... And then I'm going to have to... Yeah. Oh. Oh. Silly me. Hey, what? Why is there an error? Why are there errors? I need that. Means I need to put that in... Oh, I know. Because that actually is not... That gets added in middle fay. So... So we want to get that. Actually, it should be... So what we want to do, what we'll do is we'll say we take the inanimate form. And I don't actually want to. How did I even do this? So it's all right. I see what I can do. Okay. And then I want wow, okay. That's interesting. Do you know, I don't know, what do you mean by it feels like a fantasy word from Russian? Okay. Oh, I'm not showing you the stuff I'm doing. I'm just futzing with the the spreadsheet right now, which I know is not super interesting to do, but I need this to be done for the future. Mm, why why am I not allowed to paste? Hey, what? What is going on? Why? There. I don't know what caused that to be a problem. What? What? Oh, it's within. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Tons of its fantasy words names presumably sound is associated with prestigious Eurolangs. Yeah, it's it's surprising how it is interesting. The fantasy worlds um in like Japanese media I've seen, like I know that sometimes it is more based on Japanese culture, but I have seen there's a number of animes that are much more like medieval Western thing, and like I have watched the first season of Freerin, and like all the names are just German or some approximation of German. Okay, so actually I need to take all of us, put it down one, and then we need nominative, oblique, and accusative. No, it's a locative. And then we can do that. And the reason I want to have that is so that I can just go to um, go into Lexergy and put those at the end. What am I doing? And I'll get the dependent forms here, which um, we're going to talk about in the future what we would even use those dependent forms for, because that's an interesting question. The alphabet has some letters from Russia. Okay. El cantare. Okay. I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat, but it's nice to see people having conversations. Okay, so, and then if I do that, then I can go and we need to go to Dawn, new note, and we're going to yep. And we're going to export this. And what we can do and we can go modern dependent. And we're going to go all the way down here. These are nominative and accusative. And then we go equals this one. And this one is equals this one. And now, finally, I can go get this sorted out. And now our currently what we do is I have no problem with people watching me on the TV. I don't know if I look that good on a TV, but it's fine. Hey, what's going on? It should be B. Okay. I think I have. I think I need to have a B3. One. So this is a noun. This is a verb. This is a stative verb. That's a little bit similar. These all need to have pronunciations, by the way. I don't know why. Homophones here are really not a big deal. So let's go and take a look at okay, we need the dusk forms too, right? So let's go jump into dusk. The dusk ones, export these. Really? Creole language family. Creole language family has almost no homophones. That's interesting. Um, so let's go. Let's paste that, and then we have so bipchi, biptui, bipswa, biptwa, bip biptwa versus biptwa. Okay, that's interesting. So let's jump in here. What am I jumping in there for? I need to jump to this. And dependent form. And ooh, oh, okay. We only have one because we have bien. Yeah, so the summon word become bien, but this stage, okay, we still have that. Okay, one, and then this is a one. Okay. And then we need to go to we need to go grab all of this information, go to there, and get this pronunciation. Okay. Now we're ready to run some examples. So they just work like regular verbs. Um, so we would say, so beep, beep, fool, beep, fool. And then what is the pronoun? Yeah, beep, fool. Um, ah means I'm cold. And we'll just go with that. All right. Then we can come to Piap Piap Ja Fai. I guess Sha. versus Papusha passive. Let's actually throw in a plural in there so that what is the plural of passive? Passive, passiful. Beautiful versus pool. Chapeau and passive should not. If we go to passive, oh. Let me go find it. Passive, no mutation. Passive does not have mutation, so this is shock. Shock passive full. The deer plural are cold. Okay. So this is not unusual. This is not weird. Now, nominal predicates. This is what we want to figure out now, is how do nominative predicates work? So, our typical way, and let's see, did we... So there's lots of ways to do this. Nominal predication. So, okay. So, nominal predication has no verb, and you mark the noun in the oblique. And then we had locational predication, had no verb, and then you just like stick one in, stick the location in the locative form. This is interesting. So this tells me, because the oblique and the locative in nouns sort of merge together to become the accusative in the modern languages. So what I'm thinking is our first option would be, pronouns, and pronouns only have nominative accusative. They lost their locative. Okay. So what I am thinking is, what kind of equitative construction can we do? Um, yeah. So what I'm thinking actually, if somebody can throw me just um some kind throw me some examples of different equative constructions you would want to translate. So anything X is Y, where X and Y are both nouns, is what I want. And I will type out what I'm thinking of. So option one here is um, evolve the the middle phase structure to juxtapose the uh, nominative and accusative nouns. So what I mean by that is um, the structure in middle Fay, what we had was nominative and then and oblique, right? And then locational would have a nominative and then a locative. If those cases are kind of merging in a way, then what we could do is we'd have we'd set up a system where like the nominal predication and the locational predication, like the equative and the locational predication merge together, uh, along with these two cases merging into the accusative case. And what we end up with is we just have a nominative noun next to an accusative noun. Now let's see. Yeah. So, which is not what I would normally do for an equative construction, right? The next option would be to evolve a copula, right? So we could just make a new copula. That's a less interesting choice because, like, English has a copula. Everybody's got a copula, right? And it would probably end up being like a copula, then noun. Um, it's notable that we would end up like with a copula that is not also an auxiliary because it would be very recently derived. But I'm leaning much more to this. I don't know if I want to have a. So okay, our example we had was the chain is iron. So if we do that, chain Nakia. Okay, the necklace. Oh. Yeah, so here's the thing, like this word um yeah, it's not bad to have a copula. It's a super common strategy. I'm just thinking like the natural evolution of this is more along these lines. Um Good morning, the bee's knees. You're coming towards the end of the thing. So actually, I'm really thinking. So let's find. Let's just do that. Let's just say this. Okay, passiv. Where's, yeah, passiv, right? So passiv. We go and then phi. Let's double check. Yeah, we go. Yeah, it should be shapatsiv. Shapatsiv faichihu. Shapatsiv faichihu. So it would. This is the deer is a fairy. So like a situation where you are seeing a deer, but it actually is one of the fae, one of the elves of fairy in disguise, right? That's actually super cool. We could end up if we do this, we could end up with the articles eventually becoming the copula because they would be in the right position, and then that would happen. I hate it when I see a deer and it's actually a tricksome fae. Yes, yes, I know. That's a terrible situation to be in, Juno. That's I like this. The only reason we might want a copula instead is this gets a little complicated when you get into more complicated senses. But I think, yeah, yeah. But I think I'm actually just going to go with this. So, yeah. Even if we throw in if you get complex relative clause constructions, this can get confusing, but I don't think that a copula will help because a copular verb will come at the beginning of the sentence anyway. What you could do is if there's going to be some confusion, you can move the heavier one later. If you just have some adjectives, the agreement on the adjectives should take care of the any ambiguity issues. Um, they don't agree with case, but they are going to agree with. Well, actually, that's the next thing we need to talk about, and that one I think I will make a poll. So, um, I think I actually need to go into verbs, and I need to go to um. Let's go. Let's make another thing of attributive constructions. So here is the thing that I want to do. Ask the question of, and this is actually going to be so. Stative verbs are going to be used in attributive constructions. Option 1. Stative verbs attributive stative verbs are still fully inflected to agree with nominal, class, and number. So this is basically, I would take this structure and flip it. So if we just take these examples, and this is, yeah, byapja, or it does. Should that cause a mutation? I'm not sure. Right? I think that if we have byapja, okay, this doesn't mutation anyway. Juno, you don't think so to what? You don't think nouns should cause a mutation on adjectives? Option 2. Now, we have established that relative clauses use this dependent form. Yeah, I think it's probably like a less frequent thing, and maybe it doesn't cause mutation. The articles can cause mutations, and prepositions can cause mutations, and auxiliaries can cause mutations. Here, what we would get is, instead of any agreement, it would agree with case, but it would not agree. Use the dependent form, agreeing with case. So in these isolated examples, it would just be every single one of these would be bipcha, right? But if we get some examples, like, okay, the cold Faye saw the cold deer. This would be, and then C. I need the dummy auxiliary. Shui. Class 3 subject. Shui. Class 3. And I need past imperfective. Shui? Yeah. Shui. Shui. And then we need C. Oh, I'm working in dusk. Chucha? Chucha? Okay. Try chucha. Oh. Sha. Fai. And it would be, yeah. Sha fai. Cha. Cha. Bi. Pat. Is it Patsy? Okay, deer. Let's look up deer. Is that Patsiv Zihu? Okay. Shapatsiv Zihu. And then we need cold. Cold is biptwa. Shapatsiv Zihu biptwa. Okay, so this would be that. Whereas that sentence up here would be instead we would have Fai Piapcha and Patsiv Biafu. So the idea of this is either you just like move the verb and the position of the verb indicates what it means, right? Whereas here with option 2, we're actually making like a mini relative clause. This would be like an innovation in the Twilight dialects because like previously it would not work this way. So this is my idea. I think both of these ideas are sound, and I think I would be happy with either one. Let me fix that. Huh? Okay, that's good. Um, so I think that's solid. I don't have any problem with that. Um, so I'm gonna make a patron poll on this because I think either way is cool. It could even go different ways in the two different dialects. Um, but or it, I don't know. How will I phrase it? I will see. The bee's knees. I'm going to end on answering your question. Are any tips for working on polysemy? Is that something you think about from the start? It is something I think about from the start. So, um, resources that you want to look at for that. Um, let me pull up. Um, so you want to find the conlanger's thesaurus. So I'm gonna put in some things that I would use. Can I type here? Oh yeah, I have to click this. Okay, this, and I'm just gonna give you the best ones. This one, this gives you maps. So start there. Even in like proto-langs, start there and think about that. But so you want to think about it at the beginning when you're defining words. You also want to think about it. Um, Also, another thing is just to go on Wiktionary, uh, look at words, look at like deer, right? I don't know. I don't know if deer has too many meanings, but you can go. Yeah, okay, deer versus deer meat, but like you can go and then you can look at the translations of different um languages of these different sentences and then go to those and see how they map things differently. The other thing that I will highlight is as you are developing things historically. Okay, somebody's having an issue. Um, as you are developing things historically, also think about how words can fork in meaning, and that can cause polysemy. Um, you just think about any technical term in English uh, is going to have different meanings, like in different fields, right? Like morphology. Morphology in linguistics is the study and structure of parts of words, semantic parts of words, right? Biology, it's the structure and form of animals and plants. Geology, it's the structure of rocks and landforms. Apparently, there's a meaning in mathematics. Like so, in different contexts, these words will have. I'll be going in just a minute. Um, in different contexts, these things develop different meanings. Um, and then you just go into regular words in it, and you will see even more expansion into different meanings as things go on. So you can think about different contexts, how this word would end up taking on a different meaning, all sort of stemming from a general idea. Okay. It seems like duty calls vis-a-vis fatherhood. Yes, I'm about to deal with that. And then deer in Brazilian Portuguese may have become okay. That's that is I mean, that's a thing. I have not. I did an episode on slurs. It's not my best episode because not because the guests were good. I kind of went in directions I shouldn't have on that. But that is another thing to that is a whole other subject. But in general, polysemy is just think about, first of all, from the start, a lot of words are going to be polysemous. And then as you develop things historically, a word can take on different meanings in different contexts. And just think about how that happens. You look at any word in the dictionary, you'll see lots of different senses that sort of connect back to that etymological meaning, especially if you're looking at an etymological dictionary. But I don't have any more time. I need to get out of here. Hopefully, okay, I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently next time to not have so many startup problems. I think the problem has something to do with my ISP. I am not sure what that is. Okay. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. I need to go and deal with whatever we're going to be doing today. Expect that poll. It's just going to be a simple poll, I think, to decide one of two ways that attributive adjectives work. And with that, I'm going to say happy conlaying.